Coach Mel here from Sincerely Creative Mom. I am one of the creative coaches inside the creative coaching group, and tonight I'm hanging out with y'all. We have something a little different that this is something I started off doing, and we're going to go back to that. I haven't done this style in a very long time, but I figured tonight would be the night that we do this. So we're going to be working with a 14-inch frame, 21-inch mesh. I don't know if a lot of you have even seen me use 21-inch mesh. We're going to work with 21-inch mesh. We're going to, while folks are jumping in here, starting to find us, hopefully, we're going to just get ribbon ready. And I'm going to find us, hopefully, so we can watch ourselves. There we are. Good evening, Brandy. How are you? Sunday night, Sunday evening. We had one of the best Sundays in a long time. Well, I should say that sounded really bad. We just had a really good Sunday. We had a really good Sunday. Good family Sunday. So I'm just getting our ribbon ready so that when it's time for ribbon, it'll be ready for us. And this is just going to give us a little time for folks to come on in and find us. And I do this every time. I forgot to send a message to let y'all know that I was going to be here. So if you're hearing my voice, it is Sunday evening. You are seeing me on the How to Make Wreaths group. Hey, Asia. I know, isn't that different? An oval, but going up and down. Love it. You know what I love? I love this. I love this ribbon. Red and black. The sign does have a teeny tiny little pink in it, but we're going to leave that out of the, hey Teresa, we're going to leave that out of the ribbon. I didn't notice it until the very end, and I thought, you know what? This ribbon right here, we're gonna have fun with this. This is gonna be fun. It's so curly. Hey Mona. Hi Amy. What are y'all up to on Sunday night? We had a great Sunday. So I knew I wanted to do a Valentine's Day design, and I was honestly looking for something a little different on the sign. Very different. I appreciate the fact that it's vertical. Yeah. Hey Heather. Hey Dorothy. I was looking for a Valentine's Day design, and the reason why, listen, if you know me, so I'm Coach Mel, if you know me, you know I'm not a gnome person. Gnomes are not my thing. I don't think they're creepy. I just don't think they're cute. That's me personal. That's my own personal opinion. Okay? But somehow, some way, gnomes are like the thing. Okay? I have no idea. So this, I think, now I'm not for sure, I'm not for certain, but I think this will be my first gnome wreath ever. So I don't have any gnome ribbon. So I was feeling sad about Bob Saget. What? What? Seriously? Oh, man. No, yeah, Heather, I'm not a gnome person. And either I didn't cut enough. Oh, no, there it is. See, it's curly. I lost it. What? I did not know that. So this is something very different, y'all. If you've been with me, you've been following me for a long time, you've seen me do this in the very, 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 very beginning. I haven't done this design in a long time. It's what I can't believe that. What? What happened? Happy Sunday, Misty. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you guys normally see me make the pancake style. And before I really kind of got into making the big ones, I used to call this design my big design. Okay, so I call this my large, and then when I use a 15-inch work form, I call that my extra large, and then I call my pancake my small, medium. So I call so when I used to do custom orders, I don't any longer. It just got to be too much for me personally. But I would give my customers options based on what I call extra large, medium, and small. So this would be my large, okay? It's still going to be pretty fluffy, and surprise, y'all, I am going to use 12 twist ties. So we have, if you're just joining, if you've never seen me before, if you're hearing my voice right now, you're watching us on the How to Make Wreaths group. We're making a large, my kind of large wreath. We have a 14-inch frame. I always use these frames. I use them for almost everything, so many things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rings, and we have 6 brackets. So just like you see the pancake style, you love customs, Asia? Not for me. Too much for my brain. I can't do it. I can't. Just like you see me do the pancake style in the exact same spots, okay? In the exact same spots. I'm going to go crisscross, twist, twist. Not that I'm trying to make this small, because this is not going to be flat at all. But once I have that crisscross, twist, twist, if it's nice and snug in there, I don't have to keep twisting. I just don't. Paulette, I'm not sure what this will be at the end, how much this will cost at the end. I haven't done that pricing yet. Crisscross, twist, twist. As long as that's tight, you don't have to worry about it. That's okay, Sue. That's all right. I did not know this. Oh, Norma, I love you too, darling. How are you? Crisscross, twist, twist. Okay, now even for my large, I'm going to repeat it. Even for my large, I'm going to do the same twist tie pattern that I do on the pancake style. So I'm going to go right in between, kind of eyeball it. Crisscross, twist, twist. Crisscross, twist, twist. Happy Sunday, Missy. So as long as my twist, snug, crisscross, twist, twist. As long as it's snug and I can run my finger along here and it doesn't move, then I'm in good shape, okay? Run it through here, crisscross, twist, twist. So we are going to use 21-inch mesh. Crisscross, twist, twist. Anyway, so the only reason, so I don't like gnomes, it's a known thing. I'm just not a gnome person, but it had, for whatever reason, it already had the things on the back. And I was like, you know what, we'll totally do that. It'll work. It'll be good. Okay, so 21-inch mesh. A little different than what you see me use all the time. 21-inch mesh. I don't know where it's from, but it is a little soft, even though it's like nice and nice foil, got a nice coverage going on. It is a little soft, like not flimsy, but it's a little soft. So it's probably not the good stuff, at least if I had to guess. Probably not the good stuff. I'm just going to bunch this up here on this end. Yeah, it's just, I don't even think they're creepy. I just don't like them. I just don't think they're cute. How many pipe cleaners? So there's 12 pipe cleaners altogether. 6 on the center, 6 on the bottom. All right, we're going to start. It's been so long, I don't even remember where I start. We're going to start on the bottom. I think we're going to start on the top. It's been so long since I've done this exact style, I don't even know. The sign came from J. Marie Designed. However, I know I wouldn't have purchased it, so it may have come in a subscription box. Because, you know, remember I don't like gnomes? Alright. Oh yeah, I do start in the center. Okay. Now this feels familiar. Alright, so when I do this, we all know 21-inch mesh, those edges they catch everything. They just do. So I try to gather this and gather them underneath. Okay? Try to gather it underneath so that those edges keep going underneath. Now that won't necessarily stay that way all the way around, but that's what I do. Okay? Now this next gathering, I'm going to gather real tight. This next gathering, I'm just going to make sure that it's not taller than this one. So I have no idea how many inches are here. I just know what kind of height I wanted it to be. Now my next one is going to go based on that height. And that's a little too high. So I'm going to take it in a little bit like you're hemming it. Perfect. Now I know you can't see that because you're seeing at the top. But here we go. From pinch to pinch, this is 10 inches. Okay? It's 10 inches there. Muscle memory, you got it, Sue. It took me a second. Like, which way do I go? Hey, Meg! Again, every time I'm gathering, I'm just gathering it underneath. Okay? And I'm making sure when I do this part, I'm like, you know, just pinching it all in as much as I can. What's up, Jordan? Jordan, I'm going way back. This is what I used to do in the very beginning. Hi, Janice. I gotta take this. You guys know this mesh just catches everything. And so it's catching on my leopard sweater. There we go. So every time I'm looking, I'm putting the next one in. I'm just kind of making sure. Now, this is a little tricky. Not tricky, but because I'm using this frame, I'm still going to be real mindful of how much weight I'm putting on this. So adding the 21-inch mesh and then the 10-inch mesh, right? The sign I was looking for, the sign I wanted to use, was too heavy, right? This frame can't hold everything. Just like the work form can withhold or withstand holding a lot of weight. This frame cannot. So I got to be mindful of how much I'm putting in, how much weight I'm putting in, all that stuff. Oh, Missy, I haven't started working out. I don't think I said that, but I have done the Weight Watch. I have started Weight Watchers, and I'm definitely going to let everybody know. Tomorrow will be my first weigh-in, and I'm going to give you all the details. Janine, you can find me. Who is that, Janine? Janine, you can find me. I am Melissa. You know me as, a lot of people know me as Melly Mel or Coach Mel. You can find me in 2 places. 3 places. You can find me 3 places. 1, you can find me here on the 2nd Sunday of the month at 8:30. You can find me on my own page at sincerelycreativemom.com. Sincerely Creative Mom. Sincerely Creative Mom. Or you can find me inside the Creative Coaching Group. I am one of the creative coaches. So just because, now listen, I'm one of those a little bit crazy OCD people. I get a little nuts, okay? And so I just cut these off nice and perfect. And then I just skip one, I go to the next, and I start over. I just feel like it gives all my humps even. All right, I'm going to keep switching between my phone and I didn't charge anything today, so I'm in big trouble. I'm going to keep switching with my power cords here. All right, so I'm on the outside. I started over again. The inside is done with the 21-inch mesh. Now I'm going to go to the outside and do the same thing. Now remember, from pinch to pinch here, it was about 10 inches. From pinch to pinch here, it's probably going to be about 12 inches, and it's a little wider. Remember, still, I'm telling you still, I'm doing 12 twist ties. It's what I do. It's what I've done from the beginning. It's just my deal, okay? Just my style. So I'm going to go from here to here. It's going to be a little bit bigger. I need it to come out of this design a little bit further. And at this point, I'm going to hope that I have enough mesh to get us all the way through. Yeah, we do. Okay, so I'm going to go in just like that. So again, if you missed the beginning, this is what I call my large style. So pancake style that I always make is my medium. This is what I would call my large. And then what I make on those beautiful work forms, that's what I call my extra large. Crisscross, twist, twist. So look, every single time, notice, I guess I should move you out so you can see me a little bit more. Every single time, I'm not even gently, but I'm making sure that edge stays underneath both times. And then also I want to point out that every time I do that, I kind of am forming the poof already, so that when it gets in there, I don't have to mess with it and pull it apart and do all. I already kind of have that nice big poof kind of made already, right? And the only thing I want to do once I have it up in the pipe cleaner is adjust if it's too big, right? I don't want to mess with the poof. I want to have it kind of formed already and ready to go. You with me? You're quiet. So then when I put that 21-inch mesh in there, I just tie it again, just like I did when I the pipe cleaner. I just tie it just like I did when I put it on the first time, right? I don't want to twist, 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 because I don't want to run out of ribbon. I mean, not ribbon. I don't want to run out of mesh. What are these called? I don't want to run out of that. I'm going to put 21-inch in here and 10-inch and ribbon. You guys, if you're just joining me for the very first time, I lose my words. So I need your help sometimes. Sorry. You know what I mean. I do too, Candy. It's a good filler. The frame, yes, yep, Sue, same as 14-inch. Hi, Deborah. Hey, Joanne. 14-inch with 12 twist ties. Donna, I'm good. I might be losing my voice a little bit, but I'm good. Okay, so let's just say this was inside, this about 10 inches, and this is, ooh, I was off. This ended up being about 13 inches, so between 12 and 13 inches. Now, it might look different for yours, so don't say, Melissa said it was going to be 10 inches, and then 12 inches or 13. Just go based on what your height looks like, right? When I put this outside layer in, I needed the height to be about the same as this. Do you put the twist ties on the middle ring? Well, I use the middle ring. There's four rings here. So for the inner 6, I use the first 2, and then for the outer 6, I use the outside 2. Now I'm going to show you something, just because I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab this off the ground. So first of all, this was a used roll when I opened it. At least it was open when I first grabbed it. I have this much left. little bit. It's not a lot, it's a little bit. And usually when I store my 21 inch, I store it just like this. I leave it just the way I had it, because you could totally get an outside layer or an inside layer with what's left here. You totally could, okay? And so I don't want to lose the mesh, and I'll show you what I mean right now or in a second. But so I'll just store it just like that. I'll store it just like that. When it comes, it'll be fine, okay? Unless you have books on it that's going to smash it. You store it just like that, it'll be fine. So here's why I do that. And before we go in, I just want to make sure I show you this. When I take this off, even though, as you can see, this looks so far symmetrical. We have lots of holes. We're going to fill it. But it looks good, right? Looks good. If I take this off, now this is just me. Look at what happens. Right? I'm going to lose, I'll feel like I'll lose, which I have to do now. But I store it, that's the way I store it. So it's ready for me to use again. But I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have taken it apart. I would have just left it. Because then that way, it's all ready, right? Anyway, just a tip. Okay, now throw that out. Throw that aside, sorry. Now you know why I cut the ribbons already. So my cats don't play with the ends. Good point, good point. I was going to wait to see what I think here. I think we're going to go with you know what? I'm not sure. I'm going to cut a little bit of both and we'll find out. I love this one. This is that border stripe metallic mesh. And normally I cut these 20 inches long. And then I do a little, let's cut the other one too at the same time. And then we will see which one we like better. So this is not poly burlap mesh, this is just deco mesh. Which is why I just used it, cut it with my cutter. So remember I said this was kind of soft? This is the good stuff, so it's not soft. It's a little bit more stiff. Let's just see what it looks like. We're going to go curl, curl. Curl, curl. So we have this option. So I used to be a little crazy. I used to do a ruffle and then 2 separate curls. So I would do the poofs, then I would do a ruffle, not a cruffle, but just a ruffle, and then I would do 2 separate curls. It was a little nuts. I was a little nuts. I have since learned that I don't need to do all of that. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just do a little bit of both? I don't want to give up either one. It's both super cute. Right? Let's do it. Okay. That means I need 6 and 6. We already have 1. I need 5 and 5. cutting approximately 20 inches long. Hey Sylvia. Happy Sunday evening to y'all. Hope you are having a good time. Having a good Sunday. Alright, so let's get these in. We're going to start in the center. We're going to go every other. So again, we started with a 14-inch frame. And then I put on 21-inch mesh. No, then we put on 12 twist ties, just like I normally do. And then we put on 21-inch mesh. The poofs on the inside will just depend on how high, how deep you want your design to be. My poofs were about 10-inch poofs. So from pinch to pinch, the length of mesh was about 10 inches. And then on the outside, it was between 12 and 13 inches. So now I'm just going to add these little curls. And I really wanted to use this one, but I felt like it was going to end up making the base a little too dark, which is why I grabbed that white with the black instead of mismatched. Hi, Vicki. Now, I will admit to you that when you see the ribbon in, it's going to look a little different than like the spray or the, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's going to look a little different than how it looks on a pancake style. Kids are good. They had a really good day. Addison went down with Aaron today to our favorite fruit market. First Etsy sale on Thursday. Awesome, Joanne. Doesn't that feel so stinking good? The first of many. Congratulations. Feels so good too when it's like, you know, you're not sending someone there, just cha-chings, and you're like, oh! My son is into doing that right now. He'll go, but he'll do it like 3 or 4 times in a row. But every single time, the first time he does it, I'm like, what? Like, hey, Bonnie. Hey, everyone. So again, I'm doing that little curl here to make it kind of, you know, hide that inside. Hide that. Hey, Jenny. Hide that frayed edge, because it'll fray. Trying to figure out how to store leftover made wreaths. Paul, I store mine in boxes. I know that might not be easy for everyone to do, but I store mine in boxes. The ribbon, so the mesh is 20 inches long. The ribbon is 14 inches long. I had my first spammer on my, oh my, yeah, Marlena. Yes, absolutely. Isn't that the truth? All right, I'm going to go on the outside here. I did not send a text for this one. Not that I just forgot. So if you're hearing my voice right now, you're hearing me inside the How to Make Wreaths group. Okay? How to Make Wreaths group. This is a free group. So I'm glad you've joined us. You're not seeing me on my own page. If you're seeing me for the very first time, My name is Melissa. Everyone knows me as Melly Mel or Coach Mel. And the name of my business is Sincerely Creative Mom. I am one of the creative coaches inside the creative coaching group, along with Damon and Tammy and Jordan and Jackie and Tess and Stacy and Derica. Our sweet and talented Derica. Trying to figure out how to store. Oh, I wrap them in bags and hang them on the wall. Yes. When I very first started, so in my craft room, I had them hanging everywhere. They were hanging on every door. This is before we were foster parents and then had children, and we had 2 spare bedrooms. They were everywhere. Did you see all that beautiful ribbon from, I did see it. I didn't go, but I did see. So pretty. I buy my boxes from Amazon. I need to transition to storing boxes. Yeah, honestly, if you have the space, storing them in boxes that are big enough for the wreath. Y'all listen, the last thing you want is for your Valentine's Day wreath that didn't sell to be stored in a box, and that's too small for the wreath. And then it sells next year, and then you send it to the customer, and it comes out looking like a box. Right? You don't want that. Store it in a box that's big enough, right? Or bigger. That's what I do. I store it in a box that's bigger than what I would normally ship it in, because sometimes it'll ship just fine in a 22 by 22 by 8, but really I don't want it to conform to a 22 by 22 by 8 as far as depth. So, I put it in a 24. Does that make sense? I've had 3 successful wreath parties. That is music to my ears. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm so proud of you. Tess! I was just talking about you. Tess is one of our coaches. She paints for us in the group every other week. Tess is extremely talented. You guys, that's one thing I cannot do. And I'm gonna admit it. It's gonna be fine. Hey Prav. Hey Kim. I cannot paint. Can y'all paint? However, Tess does a wonderful job of teaching us how to paint. Hi Ann. What's going on with you guys? You guys are loud and clear and hanging out loud and proud on Sunday night. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready? We started with a 14-inch frame. You guys know I'm the pancake making queen over here, and I always use 12 twist ties. No painting skills here. Nope, just Norma says just on a wall. Yeah, me too. My pancake style wreath has 14-inch frame and 12 twist ties. You guys, this right here is how I well, that kind of looks weird. It doesn't look like there's one over here. Doesn't that look weird? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're not going to see it. She does make it so look. She makes it so look easy. She makes it look so easy. Hi, John. This is what I mostly started off on. I'm going to show you the back before I get started. So we have a 14-inch frame. We started off with 12 twist ties. See, we have here, let me just zoom you in a little bit so you can see kind of a little bit clearer. You have ring 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have a twist tie right where every one of the brackets are, just like the pancake style. And then you have a twist in between those brackets around 3 and 4, okay? Ring 3 and 4, right? In between 6. So you have 12 total, okay? Then I started with the 21-inch mesh. We actually started on the inside, and we did poofs into every single one of them. And then I came around the outside. I cut it off. I came along to the outside. I did poofs around the outside all the way. And then I cut it off. And then we did 20-inch Ruffles. So a little curl, scrunch, crunch, 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 a little curl, put it in there. Okay? Now, see, if you saw at the very beginning, I was folding these. We have 3 ribbons. 3 ribbons, which this one here is going to give me a little run for my money here. It's a little curly. It's a little curly cue. So we have 3 ribbons. I decided to not go with polka dots. Although, excuse me, I decided to not go with polka dots this size. Too much. Okay? Why not put the ties on the brackets? It doesn't matter. Oh, because if you put the ties in the same spot, your poofs will be in the same spot. And then these would be in the same spot. Right? So if I put them on here and on here, there wouldn't be enough room. You get what I'm saying? So if I put them here and here, right where the bracket is, it would look like this. Okay, so 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch, and 1.5 inch. They're 14 inches long. I already cut them, and I already cut the dovetail. Okay, so to do that, I just fold it in half, and then on the fold, cut all the way up to the edge. Beautiful little V shape. Okay, just polishes it off real nice, and then I stacked them all and put my favorite on the top. Added that black in there, folded it so that I could find the center. And then now we're going to unfold them because I've already done that part. We're going to unfold them and then scrunch up. Now, for this one, I am going to start on the outside. So got a reason for that too, but we're going to put it right in there. Crisscross. Twist, 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 twist. And then I'm going to, just like I do the pancake style, cut off the excess, hide the extra. This isn't where I want to see that pipe cleaner. I don't ever want to see it if I can help it. But then I'm going to pull these apart just like I would. Just like normal. Except for this, instead of this base with the ribbon already being, or only being 2 inches, this is more than that. Let's see. Oh, come on. This is 6 inches. Okay. No, I just totally lied to you. Well, yeah, it's 6.5 inches. I'm upside down. It's 6.5 inches. So just this part. Very different than the 2 inches, right? Or 3 inches for pancake style. Okay, so I'm going to fan those out. And we're going to do that all the way around. So face towards me, right? Kind of stick them in there. Right, all the way in. Don't let them just float. Don't just kind of like, lackadaisical, kind of put them in. Put them all the way to where you left off, where that twist was. Put them all the way in there. Don't let them just kind of float in there. Just put them all the way in. Tie it nice and tight. Hey, Jane. Hey, Maggie. And then here, look, I gotta show you in up close. Pull it up, pull it apart. Uh-oh, my light just flickered. Pull it up, pull it apart. Pull it up, pull it apart. Now, you might not see me do that. You might not, what? It looks dark now. You notice it just changed? The polka dot ribbon I got at a place in Michigan that does not sell online, but the name of it is Discount Dealers. So I just kind of do that pull it up and pull it aside kind of thing, just automatically. So you might not notice me do it, but every single time I do, I pull them up so that they can, so that that crunch, you know, you scrunch them together. I want to kind of pull them apart, and then I got to pull them aside so you can see every single one. And then also still I make sure, thank you, still I make sure that there's a pattern going, right? Just like the pancake style, I want to see every single ribbon, and I want to see it in the easiest way. Like I want to see all of them. But my eyeballs also want it to be pleasing. They want it to be, you know, you want it to be pleasing. So you see I did polka dot black hearts, polka dot black hearts, polka dot black hearts. You just keep that pattern going all the way around. Does it look dark to you now? And then I twist these, same as the pancake style, 7-8 times. Just enough to have, you know, you see here, just enough to have this little stub here. No, it doesn't look dark. Okay. Looks dark to me. Thank you, Sue. What I need to stop doing is I need to stop leaving these expensive lights on all night long when I go upstairs. I go upstairs and I'll be like, I just need to get a drink of water. It's like midnight. I just need to get a drink of water. Yeah, and then I go to bed. And then I leave all the lights on. I need to stop doing that. So these are 14 inches. I like the 14-inch look because especially with this style, you got a lot going on and you want those ribbons to kind of shine through. So I like the 14-inch ribbons. They kind of bounce off the edge nicely. So we have the ribbon, the mesh. The ribbon and the mesh are all from Deco Exchange. It's where I buy most of my supplies. The ribbon, aside from the polka dots. Polka dots are glittered too, so that's kind of cool. Every time, also, when you put your ribbon in, make sure every time, like I kind of crunch them so that they're, you know, it's got a form going already here. And I want to see in this design, I want to see every single edge. All of those dovetails need to be all facing out towards the edge. I am in the How to Make Wreaths group, right? Why is the 2.5 inch on the top? That's my favorite. It's my favorite ribbon, so I always put my favorite on the top. Hey, that's Jordan. You silly goose. Oh, you can't see my project? You can't see me? Is that what you mean? You want me to zoom out? So again, this is what I call my large. This is what I call my large. Coach Jordan's in the house. This is what I call my large style. And then the pancake style would be my medium. If I was doing custom orders, that's how I kind of would relate to my customers. And really, I would, when I was doing customs, I would say, is your price range this to this, this to this, or this to this? So that would give me small, medium, extra large. Or no, medium, large, extra large. Small if they were, really wanted something small. But then when you're doing customs, don't forget, when you're doing customs, you want to make sure, if they say, oh, my budget's 150, it doesn't matter. Just make it. First of all, make sure you're collecting the money, FYI. And two, they might want to put it in between their door, and even though they're spending 150, they might not be thinking about that aspect of your design. So it's your job as a designer, as a business owner, as a custom order person, to know where they're putting it and all that stuff. Where did you say you buy your ribbon? Deco Exchange. So this ribbon, this mesh, I think this one, no, I don't remember, all came from Deco Exchange. This came from a store in Michigan that does not sell online. I've done nothing but watch and send my friends TikTok videos. Jordan. Oh my gosh. This may have actually come from Hobby Lobby, if you want me to be really honest. It didn't have a thing on it, but it didn't have a package on it, and I had it opened already, but it's kind of soft a little bit, so that's why I thought it was maybe Hobby Lobby. All right. Now, I did the outside first. Now you notice, when I do the pancake style, I do the outside completely, including the ribbon, before I go on to the rest of it. With this style, it's a little different because you have 21-inch mesh, and that's got to go in, it's got to go in all together. So I do the outside first, and here's why. Because now when I go in on the inside, I'm going to push down, on the whole design, and help kind of make that all become like, I don't know, not pushed down, not flat, but kind of, you'll see what I mean. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to hide that pipe cleaner, trying to do all those things. But I feel like when I do that, like I'm not messing up any of the ribbon. And my hands kind of just sit on, they're good. So my position, follow me, my position of the, can you explain how you words that? Hold on. My position of the signs are going to be fairly the same because my pipe cleaners are in the same spot as a pancake style, right? I have a lot more ribbon. I have a lot more things, layers, but see, cute. I have a lot more layers, but the position of my sign is going to be the same because it's the same on my the twist ties are the same as the pancake style. You guys, I need a drink. I'm losing my voice. Oh my gosh, Lori! Who told you? Alberta told me a secret about you, Lori. I'm excited. Explain how I tell it to the customers. So I ask what their budget is. I ask what their intentions are, what, used to. I don't do customs anymore. It's not for me. It's just not for me. Asia said she loves it. She loves custom orders. She said that's her jam. I can't do it. It's just not me. It's just not me. I know, Jordan. I told her it's the first time. See? I do not like gnomes. Anyways, I would ask them what their budget is, ask them where they're going to put it, and explain to them I have a medium size and the intent is to be thin to go between your storm doors, or I have a large, which in this you could put a foam. So I don't know what they're called. Jordan, what are they called? You remember that we did the centerpiece challenge? You remember the bunny that I did? He wasn't furry, but what was he? He was foam, but what was he? He had that, I don't know what he was made out of. I don't know what the words are. Anyway, you can't put anything heavy in this. You could add a little bit of greenery, a teeny tiny little bit. The glittered polka dot ribbon came from Discount Dealers, the store that I buy from in Michigan. I forget what I was saying. I just got my first 3 custom orders. John, they're nerve-wracking. Number 1, make sure you have your money. Number 1, make sure they have paid you. Either paid you 50%, which is how I started off doing, and then as I went along, I had them pay me in full before I ordered anything. And then I stopped doing it. I'm not in Canada. But what about a tiny pineapple? Lori? Who told you this story? Was it Jordan? Anyways, that's how I would, say to them. Some folks are looking, they want a custom because they want a custom because they want a custom. They want a custom because they want something big. They want a custom because they want some huge thing on their door. You gotta, know. I knew when I started doing custom, because I didn't do it at the beginning, but I knew where my small, medium, large, and extra large, I knew where those price points started and where they could end up. So when they said, my budget is this, I knew which category I could put them in off the top. But then I needed to know for a lot of reasons. Like the last thing I wanted to do was say, oh, your budget's $100. I'm going to make you this. And then they're this. And then they get it and they're like, oh, I can't put that between my door. And then try to sell them on, oh, it's okay. You can put it on the outside of your storm door. But the normal, at least here in Michigan, the normal is to put your wreath between your door. If you have a storm door, you got to put it, you don't have to, but typically folks put them in between. So all those kind of conversations got to go on. This is not a pancake wreath. Look at how big this is. This is 6 inches. Well, it was 6 inches. We're getting a little bit higher now. It was 6 inches. So we used 21-inch mesh here, and we used 10-inch mesh. I went back all the way back to how I used to do it. Except how I used to do it, I would even, on top of this, I would have added a curl on top of this mesh and then put the ribbon. I think Lori needs to come see us when we're all together. I tend to ask how much they want to spend first and then try to understand the space. Yeah. Yep. And then if they say, they don't have a storm door, but their budget was very small, I try to give them the pros and cons, respecting their wishes fully, but I try to give them the pros and cons and be excited that they have the space to do something lovely if it was within their budget. And then, say, here are some examples. Remember we talk about having a showstopper, right? That's when you're like, oh, you don't have a screen door? What would you think about something like this? What about this style? Or before, you could not ask them their budget first, and you could send them styles. Which style is more on your trend, on what you'd like to see. Custom orders just got to be too much for me. I think that 2.5 inches on the top. Why you don't like it on the top? You don't like that on the top? Her budget is under 200 per wreath, so I should collect a 600 up front. That's up to you. That's up to you. The last thing you want is to be out of money. The last thing you want from someone you think for sure, oh, she's not going to back out. Oh, no. Listen, people can be different, okay? So make sure, especially if you're going to be ordering, or if you're making something that maybe is outside what your normal customer base is, or all those things. If you're going to be making something especially custom for someone, personally, when I stopped doing customs, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose. But before that, I would definitely collect in full. So, but at that point, you have to know what your design is going to be, right? You have to know, she might say, oh, my budget's under 200 a piece, but that could be anything. You could stop your design and it could only add up to 140, right? So you don't want to collect that whole amount when you don't know. Just because that's her budget doesn't mean that's what you're going to spend, right? Sometimes, just like you see me all the time in the coaching group, I could have all these things pulled out to use, and then I'm like, I'm not using all that. So pull out your design, I personally, because, I'm a fanatic, I'm a nutcase, I would want to have everybody on board on what materials we're using, and then just let the design be up to me. But, the last thing I want to do is say, she says, oh, I want purple, and then she hates lavender, and I'm putting lavender in it, right? So I would have the materials approved, and then by then, pretty much what you're going to put in it. Or if you're ordering something specially just for her, if you're doing an order just for her, she's got to pay for it up front. You are using 3 ribbons. Let's see. Does it make a difference how many ribbons you use? No, I truly typically like to use only 2. I do like to use only 2, but in this case, I just found my favorites. And it's going to be cute. And I'm not a gnome lover. So oval, up and down. And again, the only reason why I really chose this one is because the things were already on the back and they were dried. So I use those, hi Michelle, I use those zip tie mounts, and I use a little bit of E6000. I make what I have and post on Etsy because chances are I don't have enough left over to make another one. I like the oval shape too. I use the zip tie mounts, and then I put some E6000 glue, or you could put that DAP Rapid glue. I only have E6000, so I always use that. But this happened to be dry and ready to go, so that's what we're using. Super cute. You're welcome, Jody. I did not send out a notice. I'm so sorry. I always forget when I go in this group because I always feel like it's kind of like the coaching group. I always forget. All right, let's make a bow. Let's see, can I use this? I didn't put them in there yet, but we'll see. All right. I don't think I'm going to use that one. I don't think I'm going to use that one. No. Oh yeah, no problem. Hey Debbie, I'm good. I'm good. We're going to start with, it's going to be kind of long. I'm going to have my bow. We're going to start them off pretty long. It's going to be about 14 inches or so. And about 6 inches. I'm going to do 3 loops and 2 tails on each one. Speaking of, is Katie here? Crazy Maisie, Crazy Maisie, Crazy. Crazy Maisie, crazy. Oh, geez. Katie, is Katie here? I saw her post a picture with her and Lisa Kellum today. Pinch, twist, loop. Pinch, twist. Now, that one's going to be kind of, it's going to end up short, but we're going to still cut it long just in case. So I do 2, this is a Lisa bow, that's why I said that, sorry. 2 loops, 2 tails, and 1 loop. Okay, so each layer is going to have 2 loops, 2 tails, and 1 loop. And then every time we add a layer, the tails are going to go opposite of each other. Okay. Now, I want you to remember my business looks different now than it did in the beginning. I loved craft shows. I did well at some and not well at some. If time allotted, I would still do some local craft shows, yes, but with my traveling schedule and the creative coaching and the challenges, I take a step back on the craft shows. But if I didn't have all that going on, I would for sure. Pinch, twist, loop. When you did them, how many of each wreath would you take with you? I would take as many as I could. I would just take 1 of each unless it was like something I knew, like those sunflowers, you know, the poly burlap sunflowers. I'd take a handful of those usually, you know, depending on what season it was. Or something I knew, like I had a Baby It's Cold Outside winter wreath. And when I did the Christmas shows, I knew I would sell those because they would start in my Etsy shop. They would start selling in like August, so I would take a couple of those. But I wouldn't like intentionally make several of just any, like this one, just randomly, just to take with me. But the ones I knew sold a lot of, then I would take more of those. Oh, I know, Angelina. It's great. I feel bad for Michaels because, you know, they didn't get all their stuff in time, but I mean, it's great for us, right? So top layer is a little loop. Hey, Diana from South Texas. A little loop. Pinch. Still 3. Twist. Loop. So this doesn't count. Okay, and I still do 3 loops. The sign, actually, I don't like gnomes. Personally, I don't. So I know I didn't purchase it. It probably came in a subscription box. But it's made by J. Marie Designed from Jana. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. Cut, don't cut yourself. Is Scotch tape your friend? Scotch tape? I don't get it, Norma. I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to look for, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to use a white one. Pull that off of there. Hold it nice and tight. Oh no! Remember making your first wreaths? Scotch tape? What did I use Scotch tape for, Norma? I totally forgot. What did I use Scotch tape for? I love it when you guys remember things from when I first started making wreaths for my lives. I love it when you guys remember things that I don't. This happened the other day too, and I was like, I did? All right. The moment we've all been waiting for. The end. Okay, so all that talk about small, medium, large. She hot glued. Oh, yes. I would hot glue my ribbon. So let's talk about for 1 second. This is how far I've come in wreath making. Before I knew anything about wreath making, before I knew what in the world I was doing, I would use non-wired ribbon, and then I would hot glue it in place. Because, you know, if there wasn't wires there, it would go everywhere. So not for this one, because that would kind of just flow down. But for all that on top, right? For all that on top, if it was non-wired, it would just flop forward. So I used to hot glue it in place. This is before I did lives, by the way. So there's no actual proof of it. Well, there kind of is, because you could see, you totally know in pictures. You totally know. All right, let's pull this ribbon. No, let's wait till we get it in place. Okay. This is gonna go here like this. Oh, Norma. So this is gonna go here like this. It's gonna go here like that. Let's put our sign in. So I chose this one not only because it was ready, but I knew I was going to use this old recipe that I used to do, and I needed something lightweight to go in. So this is, you know, it's on one of those 14-inch frames, so it's not the most sturdy frame, right? So I couldn't put in something heavy. The sign that I wanted to use was too heavy. It was too heavy. Let me say that differently. It was too heavy when I knew I was going to be adding more than what I normally would on a pancake style. Just too much altogether. And then I'm putting these. No, this is not a pancake. This is not. But see how you can't really tell from the top? If you're looking at it from the face down, you can't really tell, right? Just because the pancake style is real thin, you're not supposed to look at it and be like, oh, that's a small wreath. No, you put all those ribbons in it, make them nice and pretty, and spread them out, and add a bow so that you can't tell from the face of it that it's really thin, right? This one we used 21-inch mesh, plus 10-inch mesh, plus lots of ribbons, but see how very different this one is. Still not a 12-inch deep wreath, because remember, this is my large wreath, right? All right, some of these ribbons are going to go up, some of them are going to go down. This is going to go right here. Try to add this right in. Me too, Glenda, me too. The pancake style is, first of all, it's so easy. It's so quick. Like, I think the last one I just recorded was 34 minutes. It's so quick. Now, a couple things. Number one, my pipe cleaner that I used, I'm very secure in the fact that it's nice and tight. So you see me pulling that, I was pulling it pretty hard. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We're almost done. Again, you should be able to find me here on the How to Make Wreaths group page on the second Sunday of the month. Bring that one up. It's going to go up. This is going to come down. And this one's going to come down. So it's going to come down. So it's going to go up. Now, of course, this side, those words are upside down, so I'm going to give that right down here at the bottom one good twist. Cut off the excess right up here at the top. So this is what I started with. If you're watching my very first lives, you'll see me making something very similar to this. There we go. Let's see what we think. Super cute. When you do a class, do you have them make bows for their wreaths? I do, sometimes. Will you? John, soon. Yes, absolutely soon. It's beautiful. Thank you very much, Mary. I have a hard time making anything but really large wreaths. I haven't tried a pancake style. That's my next to do. Yes, Brandy. At first, this style was all I made. Here, let's zoom you out all the way and you can see. This style was all I made. So 21-inch mesh. You can see the poofs. 10-inch mesh with the cruffle, ribbon, the sign, and a bow. This is all I made at first. This style. So kind of like now I make the pancake style so much that I feel like that's all I make. It isn't really all I make, but I feel like it is, right? But once I switched and I had a different option, so yes, it's a lower price point for your customers, which, you know, maybe you're selling 150 wreaths, $150 wreaths, whatever. What I'm saying is you don't have to conform. You don't have to offer something else. If you're selling what you're selling right now wonderfully, easily, you know, you're doing good, you don't have to change. Don't change that. I wouldn't change that. For me, as far as classes and, you know, folks here, like when I ran out of, I wanted my friends and family to be buying from me, and when I ran out of, you know, people who were willing to do that, the people that were left with their excuse was, well, it's too thick to go between my door, right? And then I would try to calmly tell them that they didn't have to put it between the door, they could put it on the outside, and that's just not the normal thing to do here, so it just wasn't what they wanted me to tell them. It just wasn't what they wanted to hear. Cut those off just a tiny bit. This looked a little bit too long. There we go. Anyway, so I started making the thinner ones, and then now that's most of what I make. Anyway, here we are. Super cute. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it. Again, you should see me on the second Sunday of the month here in the How to Make Wreaths group. This is a free group where we're just going to hang out. You'll see me here once a month for sure. If not, you can find me always on Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern inside the Creative Coaching Group. I am a creative coach along with Damon Oates from Deco Exchange, and Tammy and Jackie and Jordan and Tess and Derica and Stacy. So many great things going on there. If you are not part of the group, we would love to have you. To learn more about the group, you can check it out at creativecoachmel.com. Y'all, thank you very much for joining, and I will see you again soon. Bye, y'all.